You want to win in life. You want to become unstoppable. Well, it's not about being the fastest, the strongest, or the smartest. It's about mastering 3 fundamental rules. If you can nail these, you'll become a force to be reckoned with, no matter where you are or what you do. Life doesn't give you guarantees. But if you follow these 3 simple rules, you can carve your own path to victory. Let's talk about them. You wake up every morning and immediately, your mind is flooded with information. Some of it is important, some of it is just noise. Your phone pings with messages, news flashes on the TV, and the people around you tell you what you should do with your day. It's a constant barrage. But here's the truth you need to accept. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every thought or opinion is worth your time. We're all constantly absorbing, whether it's information, habits, or beliefs. But what we absorb shapes us. It shapes our future. Think about a sponge for a second. When you place a sponge into water, it absorbs. But what happens if you place it into dirt or oil? It absorbs that too, right? Just because the sponge is absorbing doesn't mean it's absorbing the right thing. In life, you are that sponge. Every interaction, every piece of information, every experience, you're soaking it up. But is it nourishing you or polluting you? That's where you have to draw the line. If you're going to win in life, you need to get selective about what you let in. It starts small. Let's talk about something simple, like the conversations you have with the people around you. Look at the people who influence you. Are they pushing you to be better? Or are they filled with negativity, always complaining, never taking action? Constantly talking about why they can't do something instead of how they're going to do it. When you absorb that energy, it becomes a part of you. Before you know it, you're stuck in that same cycle. You start to tell yourself that it's too hard, that success isn't possible, that you're just not cut out for it. Now, let's flip that. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who challenge you to think bigger, to take that extra step, to push through when it gets hard. The ones who don't waste time making excuses, but focus on solutions. Their mindset is contagious. When you spend time with them, you feel like you can conquer anything. You absorb that energy, that mindset, and it becomes part of you. You start to believe in your potential. It's the same with information. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the things you watch, are they helping you grow or just distracting you from your purpose? In your daily life, think about the routines you've built. Are they helping you progress, or are they just filling time? We all have habits that we've built over the years, but you've got to ask yourself, are they moving you forward or keeping you stuck? If you wake up every morning, scroll through social media, and waste hours on things that don't matter, you're absorbing the wrong things. That time could be spent building a skill, learning something new, or working toward your dreams. The people who win in life don't let the distractions steal their time. They are deliberate with what they absorb. It's not just about information. It's about beliefs, too. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll live that out in everything you do. If you believe that success is out of your reach, you'll never take the steps necessary to get there. The people around you will reinforce those beliefs, knowingly or unknowingly. But you can change your narrative. Start by questioning those beliefs. Start by rejecting the ones that no longer serve you. Are you really not good enough? Or have you just been told that enough times that you started to believe it? That's how powerful the things you absorb can be. Take a moment and think about your daily routine. Where are you spending your time and energy? Are you investing in things that will help you grow, or are you consuming things that weigh you down? In today's world, information is everywhere. Social media alone can make you feel like you're failing, like you're not living the perfect life. But is that what you want to absorb? Does comparing yourself to others really serve you? No, it doesn't. It distracts you from your own path. It makes you focus on what everyone else is doing instead of on your own journey. So, how do you make sure you're absorbing the right things? First, you have to be intentional. You can't just float through life and expect success to fall into your lap. You have to actively choose what to take in. It's not enough to just cut out the negative people or the distractions, though that's important. You have to replace them with things that push you forward. Seek out knowledge, experiences, and people who will help you grow. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you to be better, who make you question your limits and redefine what's possible. Read books that expand your mind, listen to content that sparks ideas, and consume information that is aligned with your goals. It's about developing a mindset of growth. If you wake up every day with the mindset that you're going to absorb only what serves your purpose, then every decision you make will be with intention. You won't waste time on things that don't matter. You'll focus on the things that help you move forward. The people who win in life are the ones who are ruthless with their time and their energy. They don't let the noise of the world distract them from what matters. The truth is, you're going to face setbacks. You're going to fail. But it's not the failure that defines you. It's how you respond to it. Failure is only a lesson if you choose to learn from it. And the only way you'll learn from it is by absorbing the lessons, not the defeat. Every setback can be a stepping stone if you choose to absorb the lesson instead of the discouragement. Winning in life is about filtering out the noise and focusing on the things that will help you grow. And that starts with being intentional about what you absorb. So, let today be the day you make that decision. Stop absorbing things that hold you back. Start absorbing what will help you grow. Your future self will thank you for it. Failure, it's something that we all try to avoid. No one wants to fail. No one wants to deal with the embarrassment, the frustration, or the feeling that we're just not good enough. But here's the reality: failure is not the enemy. The true enemy is being stuck, staying in the same place, and never moving forward. If you fear failure more than you fear being stagnant, then you're already losing. You need to change the way you view failure, because it's not something that happens to you. It's something that happens for you. Let's talk about a simple example. Think about learning how to ride a bike. At first, you probably fell a lot. You lost your balance, maybe scraped your knee, and felt frustrated. But what happened after every fall? You got back up, you learned from it. Each failure brought you closer to success. That's how growth works in life. We're taught that failing is bad, that making mistakes means we're not good enough. But actually, the opposite is true. Making mistakes means you're pushing yourself, you're trying, and you're growing. It means you're not staying where you are. too many people fear failure so much that they never take the first step. They live in the safety of their comfort zones, never daring to try something new because they're afraid of the outcome. But think about the times when you look back at your life and wish you had taken action sooner. The regrets aren't about the things you failed at. They're about the things you never tried, the dreams you never chased, the opportunities you never seized because you were too afraid of what could go wrong. The truth is, if you're afraid of failing, you're already failing because you're not even trying. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a part of the process. When you fail, you learn. When you fail, you become better. The greatest people in history didn't win every time. They failed again and again. They failed so many times that it would blow your mind. But they didn't let it stop them. They didn't fear failure. They feared staying in the same place. And that's the mindset you need to adopt if you want to win in life. Take someone like Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Think about that. Over 1,000 failures. But do you know what he said about those failures? He didn't see them as failures. He saw them as experiments. He didn't fear failure. He feared never trying again. The same goes for Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine that. A teenager full of dreams, being told he wasn't good enough. Did he quit? Did he let that failure define him? No. He worked harder. He used that failure as fuel. And in the end, he became the greatest basketball player of all time. You can't fear failure because failure is just a detour on the road to success. It's not the end of the journey. It's part of it. Imagine if you were running a race and every time you tripped, you decided to stop running altogether. What would happen? You'd never finish the race. And that's how life works. Every time you fail and don't get back up, you stop running. But if you keep getting back up, if you learn from every mistake, if you push through the discomfort, you'll eventually cross that finish line. And when you do, you'll realize that every fall was worth it. Now, let's take a look at another example. Think about a child learning to walk. Do you think they're worried about falling? No. They fall, they cry, and then they get back up and try again. And every time they do, they get stronger. They build their muscles, their balance, their confidence. They don't fear failure because they don't know any other way to learn. And that's the mindset you need. You need to approach life the way a child approaches learning to walk. You don't let a failure stop you. You use it to build your strength. Most people will go through their whole lives never taking that leap of faith, never making that first move toward their dreams because they're too afraid of failure. They're too afraid of what people will think, of the possibility of being wrong, of looking foolish. But guess what? You're going to look foolish at some point in your life. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. It's part of being human. But the people who succeed are the ones who embrace those failures, who get back up, and who keep moving forward. Here's the thing, failure doesn't last forever. If you fall down, the ground isn't going to hold you there. You get back up. Every single time. Because if you don't, that's when you truly fail. When you stay in the same place. When you let fear hold you back. When you stop trying. That's the real failure. And it's a failure that you'll never be able to recover from. Life doesn't wait for you to get it right the first time. It's a journey, and the only way to move forward is by taking action, failing, learning, and growing. If you fear staying the same, if you fear remaining stuck in the same place you were last year, last month, last week, then you'll find the courage to take the next step. You'll find the courage to fail, because you understand that failure is not a dead end. It's a part of the process, and it's the price you pay for growth. So, never fear failure. Fear being stagnant. Fear the day you wake up and realize you've wasted time because you were too afraid to try. Fear the day you look back and wish you had taken more risks, made more mistakes, and learned more. Because the true failure is not trying. Think about water for a moment. Water doesn't care what you throw at it. It doesn't care how hard you try to contain it, to hold it in one place. It simply flows. No matter how much pressure you apply, no matter how many barriers you put in its way, water always finds a way to move. It's adaptable. It's fluid. It changes its shape to fit whatever container it's put in, but it never loses its essence. And that's what you need to be like in life: flexible, resilient, and unstoppable in your pursuit of your goals. Life is unpredictable. It's messy, it's chaotic, and sometimes it throws you curveballs that leave you reeling. One moment, everything is smooth, and the next, you're facing a challenge that seems impossible to overcome. But here's the thing. You can't let these obstacles define you. You can't let them stop you from moving forward. Instead, you need to be like water. You need to flow around the obstacles, adapt to the changes, and keep pushing forward, no matter what. Let's look at an everyday example. Think about a river. It encounters rocks, fallen branches, and sometimes even entire dams that block its path. Does the river give up? Does it sit there, defeated, because it can't go the way it planned? No, it doesn't even hesitate. It moves around the obstacles, finds a way through the cracks, and continues its journey. Water is persistent. It doesn't fight the obstacle. It flows around it, adapts, and keeps going. And that's what you need to do in your life. When things get tough, don't resist the challenges. Don't waste your energy trying to fight what's out of your control. Instead, be like water. Adapt, find a way, and keep moving forward. Look at the way water changes form. It can be a trickle, a stream, a river, or an ocean. It can be calm or violent, gentle or powerful. It doesn't matter. Water knows that it must adapt to its environment to survive. In the same way, you need to understand that your journey won't always look the same. There will be times when things are easy, when the flow is smooth, and you can just glide along. But there will also be times when life will test you, when you'll be forced to face challenges that feel insurmountable. In those moments, you can either resist and fight, or you can adapt, find new solutions, and keep going. Think about a moment in your life when you faced a challenge that seemed too big to overcome. Maybe it was a job loss, a relationship breakdown, or a health scare. In that moment, it probably felt like everything was falling apart, like you couldn't go on. But somehow, you kept going. You adapted. You figured out how to move forward, even if it wasn't the path you expected. You found a way to flow just like water. This is a lesson that we often forget when we're caught up in the heat of the moment. We think we need to have everything figured out, to control every aspect of our lives. But the reality is, you can't control everything. There are going to be things that happen that you can't plan for, things that you can't change, but you can control how you respond. You can control whether you choose to be like water and adapt, or whether you choose to resist and get stuck in the same place. Let's take a look at how water teaches us resilience. When water encounters resistance, like a rock in its path, it doesn't immediately crash against it with all its force. Instead, it slowly, patiently wears the rock down over time. The constant pressure of water, day after day, year after year, can erode even the hardest rock. And that's the lesson right there. Resilience doesn't mean rushing headfirst into every obstacle. It means being patient. It means understanding that even when things don't seem to be changing, you're still making progress. Just like water wearing down a rock, the small, consistent actions you take each day will eventually pay off. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, keep going, keep flowing, keep adapting. Take a look at how water never loses its essence. No matter how much it changes its form, no matter how much it flows or evaporates, it is still water. And that's a lesson we can all learn from. Life will challenge you. People will try to change you, make you conform to their expectations, and tell you what you should be. But no matter what happens, you have to stay true to yourself. Just like water never forgets its nature, you should never forget who you are. In the face of change, in the face of adversity, don't lose your essence. Be adaptable, be fluid, but never let go of your core values. Stay true to who you are, no matter what life throws at you. Think about a person who has been through difficult circumstances. Maybe they've had to face hardship. Maybe they've experienced loss or failure. But they've come through it stronger, wiser, and more determined. That's what it means to be like water. To flow around the obstacles, to adapt to the changes, and to never lose your essence. They've learned that success doesn't come from avoiding failure. It comes from embracing change and learning to flow with it. The greatest achievers in life are not the ones who never face obstacles. They are the ones who face the toughest challenges and find a way to keep going. They adapt, they adjust, and they keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the road may seem. If you want to win in life, you have to be like water. You have to learn to adapt, to flow around the obstacles, and to never give up, no matter how tough things get. Success isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about embracing it and learning to navigate through it. Life is going to throw challenges your way, but how you respond is what matters. Be like water, keep flowing, keep adapting, and never lose your essence. You see, the world doesn't care about your struggles. It doesn't care about your failures or your setbacks. But you know what it does care about? Your resilience. Your ability to keep going when everything else tells you to quit. Success isn't reserved for the people who have it all figured out. It's reserved for those who refuse to give up. It's not about how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you rise back up. The greatest stories of triumph are written not by those who avoid failure, but by those who embrace it, who learn from it, and who rise stronger every time. Remember, the journey is never easy. It's never smooth. But that's the point. If it were easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Don't let the hardships define you. Let them refine you. Let them shape you into someone who's unbreakable. Someone who doesn't bend to the winds of adversity, but who stands tall, firm, and determined. Life is full of struggles, but it's in those moments that you find your true strength. It's in those dark, difficult times that you discover just how deep your resolve goes. When you stand up and keep going despite the challenges, you not only surprise others, you surprise yourself. You find a version of you that you never knew existed, one that is capable of far more than you could have ever imagined. We often look at successful people and think that they were just born with an advantage, that they had it easier. But the truth is, they faced the same battles, the same doubts, and the same fears that you face. The only difference is that they didn't let those things stop them. They understood that success doesn't come from avoiding failure. It comes from failing, learning, adapting, and moving forward with renewed strength. The greatest individuals in history didn't become great by playing it safe. They became great because they were willing to step into the unknown, to risk it all, to fail, and to rise again. And that's exactly what you have to do. You must be willing to risk, to try, to fall, and to rise. Think about the ocean for a second. It's vast, it's powerful, and it's unstoppable. Yet, it's constantly shaped by the forces of nature, by winds, by storms, by tides. But no matter how hard the storm rages, the ocean doesn't stop. It doesn't retreat. It absorbs the impact, adjusts, and moves forward. That's the mindset you need. Storms are inevitable. Challenges will come, but how you react to them is what matters. Don't let the storms in life shake you. Don't let them stop you. Rise above them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. The world will test you, but your resilience will determine your success. Look at the people who have changed the world, the ones we admire and look up to. They weren't the ones who played it safe. They were the ones who dared to fail, who dared to be different, who dared to be bold. They were the ones who understood that nothing worth having comes easy, and that real growth happens in the trenches. They were willing to face the struggle head on and not let it define them. Instead, they let it propel them to greatness. Think about the warriors, the dreamers, the doers. They didn't wait for life to hand them an easy path. They created their own path one step at a time with courage and determination. You have that same power. You have that same potential inside you. It doesn't matter where you start, what your past looks like, or how many times you've stumbled. What matters is what you do next. What matters is that you keep going no matter what. Because if you don't quit, if you don't give up on yourself, there's nothing that can stop you. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your own willingness to keep moving forward. So, don't let fear stop you. Don't let failure defeat you. Let every setback fuel your drive to keep going. Let every challenge remind you of your own strength, of your ability to adapt and overcome. You are capable of more than you know, and the world is waiting for you to show up and give it everything you've got. The greatest battles in life are not won by avoiding the fight. They're won by those who embrace it, who keep their heads high even when the odds are against them. So step into your power. Embrace the struggles. Learn from every fall, rise from every defeat, and keep moving forward with unwavering faith in yourself. Because, in the end, it's not the hardships that define you. It's how you rise from them, how you adapt, and how you move forward. The world is yours for the taking, and it's waiting for you to step up and claim it.